Today, we're about to find out which Power Rangers villain is the most intimidating of the entire franchise. So let's go. What's up, guys? Thomas here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, this has been a long time coming. Um, Today we are finally doing the Power Rangers villains tier list. Um, let me get this out the way so that all of you will understand how the tier list is going to go. So, first things first, the tier list is going to go like this. We're going to go by season. So, every single season up until Cosmic Fury, I believe. Dino Fury, I think, because I haven't watched all of them. So, it's going to go by every single season. We're going to do we're going to rank every single villain in order, and I'm going to explain how I have that villain in that specific tier. Each tier will determine the rating of the villain, and the top three villains top four villains, obviously, will be in the Mount Rushmore, in my Mount Rushmore of the top Power Ranger villains in the entire franchise. So strap yourselves in. This may be a long video, but I'm really excited about this. So let's get into the tier list website and see what's cooking. So as you see here, we have all of the villains so far in the Power Rangers franchise, and I have organized them in order, per se. So we're going to go by Mighty Morphin all the way up to Dino Fury, because I feel like Cosmic Fury has the same villain, so it will already be ranked by the time I'm done. So the first one, we're gonna do we're gonna do these villains first. Mighty Morphin all the way up to Wild Force, and then we'll go from there. First and foremost, Rita Repulsa, it belongs in the S tier, obviously. Obviously, she's the OG villain, the very first villain of the Power Rangers franchise, and she's very iconic. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the first Power Rangers season, but at the same time, I mean, I'm not gonna give her disrespect by not putting her by not giving her the highest rank that she deserves. Same with Lord Zed. These two villains are powerful together, as I already explained. The Machine Empire. I don't know much of Zeo, Power Ranger Zeo, but these villains, I don't think they stick a candle to Rita. But I will give them an A because they're good. Well, I'll give them a C. They're good to a certain extent. I'm not giving them an A because obviously I wouldn't just put them there for no reason. Divatox, I'll put her at D tier. I do not like this villain at all. It doesn't show me that how should I say this? It doesn't have pizzazz. That's all I can say. I don't know. It's just too goofy, and it's just like it. Well, I know it's part of the. I know it's part of the series, but like, sometimes I see these villains, and primarily with most of the villains in this franchise, that some of these villains are kind of goofy and don't stack up as a legitimate threat. So the reason I put Divatox at D is because she's so damn goofy, and it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what. It really doesn't matter if you like. If she was a legitimate threat, I will take her seriously. But at the same time, no, that honor goes to Andromeda. I will put her at A tier because if she really defines the word threat, because she really knows how to stack order in terms of being a Power Rangers villain. It's dark. It like this season, like Power Rangers in Space is dark. It is goofy, but it has a little darkness to it. It's not, it doesn't retreat. It doesn't hold back from being emotional. Ecliptor is also a grade A villain as well. Um, there were some other villains that I would have put in here, but I feel like these were the top two villains in the In Space season. I didn't watch all of it, but the best villains in the show were possibly the Psycho Rangers. The first evil Rangers on this list, and I didn't put much evil Rangers on this list because I didn't think they were villains. So obviously, I didn't I didn't think so in terms of how they turned to good. But like Psycho Rangers, they turned bad. They were all bad. They were just they were just savages, man. Like they didn't mess around. They stuck to the assignment, and I really enjoyed the Psycho Rangers. The Psycho Rangers were really good. Their monster forms were kind of grotesque, but they're really good villains, and I expected no less. Trakina, I put her in A tier. She's a really good antagonist. Scorpius, I could have put Scorpius in this, but like Scorpius had little role in the story, and that's what I forgot to mention in at the beginning of the video, because I picked some villains specifically to I picked villains who had an um impact in the story of their respective seasons. So that's the reason why I picked some of these. I picked some of these guys. I picked some villains are better than others. Some villains have a lot of emphasis on the story, but at the same time, I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna be honest. Some of the monsters that the main antagonist brought out, they don't count here, because they don't specifically have an impact in the story. They're just like monsters of the day, or some stuff. Deviant is a good villain, but he's not fit to be in the A tier with some of the more elite villains in the series. I think Deviant is a good villain. He's a good villain. He's powerful. He knows his way around things. He's smart, but at the same time, he could be a little bit of an idiot, and somewhat he doesn't have honor, which I like in a villain, but at the same time, that honor goes to Villamax. He is a B tier. He is a B tier. He's not better than Deviant, but at the same time, he has honor. That's what I like to see in terms of honor, and knowing that he wouldn't attack children. He's still a villain at heart. Don't get me wrong. Villains are evil. They're evil through and through. They do bad things. They are evil, and you shouldn't trust them. But here's the thing about Villamax here. He doesn't hurt children, and that is crazy. That is something that shocked me. because I didn't see that happening. I didn't see him actually caring for human beings unless they were children. So that's something that caught me completely off guard. Moving on to Lightspeed Rescue. Queen Banshira. I'm put her in C. I'm put her in C. I'm not a big fan of her. I'm not a big fan because she doesn't hold that much of, she doesn't make her big appearance until the end of the series. So it's not something about it's not something about her just makes me like turn the other cheek. You never know what she's about to do. Um, but Diabolical, I like him. I like him. I think he's better than Queen Banshira. Same with Prince Olympius. Well, he's better than Diabolical anyway. He's an A tier anyway. These two are better than Queen Banshira because they hold much more emphasis on the story. Because if you think about it, Diabolical is really powerful and he has a very specific motive. Plus, he has honor as well. Same with Villainbacks here. These two go hand in hand because they obviously know about honor. They obviously know about honor, but they still keep a villainous role. And I not so certain of why they have honor in the first place. Maybe it's just because they saw something and I'm all like, hey, I mean, to each their own, I guess, if that helps. Moving on to Time Force, there are three specific villains that I put in here: Rancic, Nadira, and Frax. These three are big. These three are very important to the story, and they will act. They all three. Well, two of them out of the three have tragic backstories. I guess we can start with Rancic first. He's an S tier villain. His story is very heartbreaking at the scenes. And I actually understand why he turned to the dark side because people didn't appreciate him for who he was. He was a mutant. He wanted help, and when people refused, he turned to the dark side, and he said, um. That's what you get for forgetting that I may be a mutant, but like I still need help, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, obviously he turned a new leaf after the events of Time Force but I can't give him a lower rating than that. This guy is literally a savage at heart. Um Nadira, uh I'll give her a B tier. She's a good villain. Well, technically, she's not a villain. She doesn't have a very important part in the story, but at the same time, it goes hand in hand with Rancic because that is Nadira is Rancic's daughter. Um, are they the same in terms of villainy? Absolutely not. Um, Nadira is not the same to Rancic. He's not the yin to Rancic's yang. No, that doesn't exist in that same fortitude. If it did, I will rank her much higher. But Rancic is a really good villain, and Frax he doesn't need any introduction. He's a top tier villain, and his backstory is even worse. Technically, he was the one who helped Rancic, and what did he get in return? Not a very good ending to him, because his life got his like he was human. He was human. Let me just get that fact out the way. He was human until he turned into a cyborg. But this guy over here, um, this guy, this guy's been through hell. I'm not gonna lie. I guess what I'm trying to say is Power Rangers Time Force has some very good villains. and it was a very dark season. That's what made it very good. And oh boy, these three will always be top tier. They're not the best of all time, but like these three will always be top tier. Now, moving on to Wild Force. We have about 5 villains here. We're gonna go in random. We're gonna start with Zanaku first. Zanaku is better in facts in terms of the backstory because Zanaku is a savage and he does not care about who he hurts. Well, technically he does, but he really doesn't. Zanaku is literally, he works alone. He does not care about anyone. And this man, he sets the tone when he really sets the tone whenever he shows up. When he walks in an ominous night, he got his crescent blade in hand. He's just ready to do some damage. And no matter what you say, you can't silence him. He is one of the most intimidating villains in the series. And in the entire franchise, rather. He's one of the most intimidating villains of the entire franchise. And we haven't even gotten started by seeing these villains. I mean, we got a couple villains here who shaped the course of the franchise for years to come. But this man right here, oh my god. I love Zanaku, man. The first time I saw him, I was like, who the hell is this kid? But this man, oh, he just reeks villainy, man. But he turned a new leaf after the end of the series, so man, I just stop. I can't stop glazing this man. This man is so good. Master Org, he's good. He's good. I'll give him a B tier. Why is that? Because I get why he was so fixated on revenge. I get the fact that he's here not only for the sole purpose of taking over Earth, but he is the personification of a guy who who literally had everything. He had everything planned out until somebody took it away from him. And he was like, okay, that's it. I'm about to rock this man's world. And he caused a lot of trouble for the Rangers. His orgs were powerful. Zanaku was no exception. But he didn't work under Master Org. But I mean, Master Org, he really set the tone, just like Zanaku did. Both of these guys set the tone. They were real, like, man, they just hated failure. And Master Org as a whole, this man did not like it when his generals failed him. Speaking of, there's 3 other generals here. Mandalak, Retinax, and Nazor. These 3 right here, they're okay. They're okay generals at best, because these 3, if you put them against put all 3 of them against the Rangers, they're sure as hell gonna win, because these 3 are very powerful. They're not they're not generals for no reason. These 3 had the potential to actually destroy the Rangers, but they failed. All because of plot armor? I think it was plot armor. I don't know. But oh man, I don't think there's any 3 generals that sort of like surrendered, got destroyed due to plot armor. And I'm not gonna lie, they all got destroyed at least twice, I think. But Zanaku was the better villain out of all 4 of these guys. So That was the first wave. Time to move on to the second wave, which is the Disney era. Okay, so after we ranked the first wave of Power Rangers villains, it's time to move on to the good stuff. It's time to go to the Disney era of villains. We have a lot of these guys here. Um, First and foremost, we're going from Ninja Storm to RPM, I think. Yeah, to RPM. Yeah, Ninja Storm to RPM. So we're gonna start with Lothar first. He's a solid villain, but he's goofy as can be. But he does set the tone for future events future events in Power Rangers Ninja Storm, which is a solid scene, by the way. Um, we're gonna get this out of the way right now. Zergain is ass. I'll tell you that right now. Actually, we're gonna put him in F tier. He always fails. He does give the Rangers trouble. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna give him an F tier. I got a special C for that. I'm gonna put him in D tier for now. If I change my mind, I will put him in F tier. But at the same time, Zergain, he disappoints me because he had all these moments to take care of the Rangers. He just didn't. He had technology. He had superior technology. He can stand toe to toe with the Rangers. Everything. He just kind of sucked at it. And it made no sense to me. Every time I watched this, man, I was like, bro, what are you doing? So I prefer Vexicus. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's a solid villain at that because Vexicus gets the job done. He was the one who destroyed Zergain. Vexicus is a very tight dude, and this man does not. This this man, although he doesn't take orders from anyone, this man gets the job done. He's the one villain of the entire franchise who just gets the job done. He's I think he's the first of many villains to just destroy another villain. And it's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, just look at him. He resembles a shark. So this man, I don't care. He doesn't even care. He doesn't care who you are. He will take you out no matter what. So that's what I think of Vesicus. He deserves to be in the B tier. Sorry, Zergame, but you deserve to be in the D tier because you didn't get the job done. Lothar, you're a solid villain. Next up, Mesogog. Power Rangers Dino Thunder. We have three of these villains to analyze here. Mesogog goes first. He's an A tier villain. I love Mesogog. Mesogog for one reason. This man takes nothing from no one. This man, this if he so much as sniffs your failure, I'm telling you right now, this man will put you on a T-shirt. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. Zeltrax probably will do the same. Elsa, uh, I mean, you're good, but you're not that good. I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna put you in C tier, but because you're decent. You're a decent villain, but that honor goes to Zeltrax. Um, Zeltrax. I have a lot to say about Zeltrax here. His story, although it's a little bit sad, his rivalry with Tommy is golden. This man is hell bent on destroying Tommy, but it kind of destroys his mindset because he's not staying focused on destroying the Rangers. He wants to destroy Tommy, then destroys the Rangers. Is it bad? Is it bad for a villain to think about that? Hell no, it's not. But at the same time, how do you manage to how do you manage to let the other Rangers retreat, and then you're focused on one range. This man's pretty clumsy at times. Oh shit, my bad. This man's pretty clumsy at times, but I gotta give him his props. This man fights with an aggressive mindset. This man doesn't play when it comes to fights. He's been in his fair share of fights. He's been against Trent. He's went against the clone White Ranger. Hell, in his fights with Tommy, he somehow comes out on top. Sometimes he doesn't come out on top, but he pulls up. He puts up great fights, and I'm really enjoyed. I really enjoyed his fights. I think it's must watch TV. Moving on to SPD Rangers, SPD, well, not Rangers, but SPD villains here. We got three of them here. First and foremost, we have Emperor Grum. I think he's an afterthought. I think I put him in C tier. He's an okay villain for this season, but he does not do a damn thing. He doesn't do anything for a good chunk of SPD. He does next to nothing until the team up episode and until the final episode of the series. I don't know what he does. This man, I don't get it. I don't get it. I know nothing about him. I mean, he recruited Zeltrax. That's a good thing. But at the same time, what has he ever done? Besides have a grudge with Kruger? What has he ever done? Broodwing, same thing. This man, I'd never seen him not once until the wormhole team up episode, and that's pretty much it. He just makes tidbits of appearances. He's just there. Like he really doesn't involve himself in the plot, and he's just there. But the only person that I would just give homage to is his General Banat. He's the only villain that I can think of who just so happens to kind of, make an exception, actually do certain things in this series. And I no disrespect to these two here. I feel like they're memorable villains in the entire memorable villains in the franchise. But let's be real. What did they possibly do to make themselves villains in the first place? I don't know. Maybe I should watch SPD. Maybe I should watch Power Rangers SPD just to get some stuff across. Because I ain't gonna hold you. When I was preparing for this video, I didn't watch a single episode of Power Rangers SPD. I watched tidbits of it, but I didn't know a damn thing about Power Rangers SPD. All I knew about was Space Patrol Delta, and that was pretty much it. Now, Mystic Force. These are the good ones right here. The Master. I will call him the Master. I'm not gonna call him Oculus. Oculus is a trash name. I'll call him the Master. The Master. The Master. Oh my gosh. He is a solid villain, but he doesn't show up much in the beginning of the series. He doesn't even show up much. I didn't like it. It was kind of trash, but at the same time, he made his presence known in the final episode. And I'm thinking, like, where has this dude been? This man has not showed up in the beginning of the series, and I'm thinking to myself, well, we're not gonna have a big bad, right? until he shows up in the finale, and I'm all like, where the hell has this been? This dude, where the hell has this dude been? This guy, well, Korag, I give him an A because I like Korag. Korag does not play when it comes to facing the Rangers. This man really holds his own, and his battles against Nick shows that he is very he just does not play. He doesn't play at all. If he did, then he would be a goofy villain. But these were the times where villains tended to hold their own against the Rangers. Mordecai is a great example of that because he really held his own against the Rangers. Somebody had to hold him in place, so that had to hold him in place and in the darkness, or whatever the hell you want to call him, whatever the hell you want to call it. But nah, with these two together, you better watch your back. Okay. We'll do the 10 terrors last. Necroli. D. I don't like her. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean nothing. Necroli holds no balance, holds nothing to the story. I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't matter. Does it really matter if she's here or not? Is she even a villain? Who knows? I watch her. She mind controlled the Pink Ranger. That's the only thing that she did. Other than that, she's a useless villain. No, I'm just joking. She's not a useless villain, but at the same time, what is she really doing here? What does she really do? Is she a general? Does she involve herself in the plot? In the final episode, she sacrifices herself, but what exactly does she do? She don't do no. See, that's the problem. She does next to nothing, and it's just it just doesn't fit in my eyes. So I'm sorry, but I had to put you in D tier, man. But the 10 terrors, though, they're slightly better. C tier. They're decent. The 10 terrors, they impose fear, but at the same time, they're goofy as hell about it. They make it a game instead of getting the job done. It sucks. It really sucks when they start making it a game instead of getting the job done. Like we don't play it like that. That's not how the game is played. Sorry, I ran out of character. I came out of character there. Imperius, I know nothing about him, but I'm gonna put him in B tier just because his relationship with Solaris Knight is really cool. It's really cool, and it makes one of the most intense fights in the entire series. So those are the Mystic Force villains. Now we're into a very good list of villains here. It's not wasting any time. Let's head into Moltor. Moltor is another S tier. Oh man, Moltor. I like Moltor because he doesn't waste any time. He really thinks things through, and when he fails, he lets you know how mad he is when he fails. This man gets so pissed when he fails. And him and Florius together, they make a dynamic duo, but they're brothers. So their rivalry tends to get in the way of the actual goal. I kind of felt bad for Moltor when he actually got destroyed. So he got destroyed by his own brother. I'm like, oh man, why would you have to do that? Why? These two are really good though. But these four here, the Fear Cats, mwah, chef's kiss. Let's go one by one. Actually, these two, they need no introduction. These two are gonna be. These two are gonna be. These two are gonna be in the A tier because these two are literally, they're absolutely fantastic villains. I'm not gonna lie. I love, I love these two. Bangalow and Meek. These two are just straight up. They're savages. They like if you keep your guard down for a second, they will take advantage of it. Quasar and Cheetar, never heard of them both, but um, they're they're decent. They're decent. They're equally matched in strength, but these two had the firepower, and you can't tell me that these two cannot. These two are very powerful together. Together, you won't stand a chance. Um, Miratrix, what the fuck do you do? Excuse my language, but what exactly do you do? I'll put you in F tier because you don't do nothing. You do next to nothing. You don't have your swan song until your last appearance in this series, and in my personal opinion, you just get washed. I'm sorry, Mirachix. To any Mirachix fans out there, I apologize, but she gets washed, and she gets carried by Camdor a lot, and he's better than Miratrix. He's better than Miratrix. In fact, I'm gonna put him in B tier because Miratrix gets carried by him, and you can't tell me that that's not, you know, that's not fair because these two need to work together. But Camdor carries her, so obviously it makes sense that Miratrix will be in the F tier because she gets washed a lot. That's actually true. That's actually kind of trash. Oh man. Anywho, these are the Jungle Fairy villains. This is my favorite season in the entire franchise. I was introduced to Power Rangers just by watching Power Rangers Jungle Fairy, and I loved it to bits. Especially for the villains in this series, man. We're gonna start with Daishi. He will be in the A tier. He'll be in the A tier category. He deserves his respect. Jared started out as a bully, but when he got consumed by Daishi, this man turned into a completely different animal. People cannot touch him. Well, not until the Power Rangers defeated him, but this man can't be touched. He can't be touched. If you touch him, that is an outright that's an outright felony charge. This man will make you regret ever like staring in his direction. You stare in his direction, he will just body you. I'm telling you now, right now. Man, I just love Power Rangers Jungle Fury. It was amazing. Camille, second in general, solid villain. Actually, these two, Jared and Camille, will eventually turn into good guys. But we're talking about the villain side of it, so if you get confused, don't worry about it. Anyway, Camille's solid, but she is too damn cocky for her own good. Daishi is cocky too, but Camille is so cocky. I'll tell you that right now. She's so cocky, but at the same time, I can respect it because she gets the job done. She's very loyal to Daishi until things went a whack. When I mean by that, if you watched Path to the Righteous, well, when Jared was released from Daishi, both of their Phantom Beast powers got taken away by him. So obviously That's that's a little fun fact for you. Anyways, speaking of the Phantom Beast, we have three of the Phantom Beast generals here. First and foremost, we're gonna start with Scorch. Scorch, Snap. Matter of fact, all three of these guys deserve to be in the A tier. These three are ferocious. I can tell you that right now. Weiger is my favorite because God, this man was done dirty. This man's done dirty. You wanna know why? Because this man decided, hey, let me just try to destroy Red Ranger. He fails, gets his Vincent power taken away. He tries to body Casey again. But then they become friends. That's crazy. I mean, he's still a villain at heart, but like, God, that if that's not a plot twist, I don't know what is. So, Scorch and Snapper here, traditional Phantom Beast generals. These two are nothing to play with. These two together will just body anyone. I'm not gonna lie. And their match against the Spirit Rangers, they just beat the absolute hell out of them. They stood no chance. And Scorch is very powerful. Snapper uses his size as an advantage. These three are diabolical. These three are diabolical, especially with Daishi and Camille. All five of these guys will body the Rangers in an instant. If you don't believe me, watch Power Rangers Jungle Fury for yourself and find out. As for the overlords, Grisaka, Carnosaur, and Angelica, all three of these, it's very tough. The five fingers of poison. I don't need to say anything. They just fodder at this point. They're cannon fodder. So, anyways, overlords here. Carnosaur B. I like Carnosaur. I think he's the strongest of the three. Carnosaur is just, he just outsmarts people. He outsmarts the Rangers, and it's a sight to see. Grisaka holds the strength. He's slightly better than Carnosaur. Jelga, please get out of here. Please. Jelga's straight up trash. Like, I believe she kind of gave the Rangers problems, but when she decided to unleash the Phantom Beast generals, she got herself destroyed. And that is the reason why I put her in F tier. I put her in F tier because she did something so stupid that you thought that the Phantom Beast generals were going to follow you. Please get out of here. And those were the Jungle Fairy villains. All of them. No, wait, not all of them. But that was just a tidbit. So far, we got two villains on the F tier, and we got multiple villains hanging out on the top tier of the thing. So we'll see where it's gonna turn out. As for the RPM villains here, there's five to rank here. First is Venjix. He needs to know which connection. He's an S tier. He's an S tier villain. I love this man. This guy just literally like sets the tone for everything. Venjix didn't make his appearance until like the tidbit end of RPM, and RPM was one of the darkest Power Ranger seasons in the entire franchise, or the darkest Power Ranger season in the entire franchise. It was one of the best. Kilobyte, mm, it's he's well he's him, but he's him, but he's not definitely like he doesn't have that him material yet. He's almost there. Tanaya, that's Dylan's brother, that's Dylan's sister, by the way. Turned into a cyborg by Vegix. Um Fun fact, as I put her in C tier, fun fact, did you know that Dylan was supposed to be the host body for Vengeance? I I didn't know that either. That's a fun fact. That's a fun fact for you. These two generals right here, I think it was General Crunch and General Shifter. Um, these two are good. All three of these guys together will make excellent generals. They're not bad indeed. And that was the end of the Disney era of villains. I feel like all of these were higher tier than I expected. These two are absolute trash. But at the same time, I would think that it's gonna make things more interesting. It's gonna make things more interesting once we hit the end of this list here. So let's see if the other ones will stack out. So we already taken care of 3 eras of Disney villains. Now we're heading into the next or the final era of villains that we have on this list. So we might as well take all of them out. I wouldn't want to waste any more of your time. So we're going to head into the next season, which is a samurai and super samurai. We might as well put them together. Master Xandred, I will put him in B tier. Master Xandred is someone that I don't think holds. No, I'm just kidding. He's a dangerous entity. This man does not like losing. This man hates failure. And after all this time, I really respect how he just goes above and beyond to actually destroy the Rangers, man. Serrator is a solid villain at best. These two do not like each other, and I like how they go in, how they like, take care, they take care of each other's business, and they go off on each other after. These two are solid. The one who deserves the S rank here, and I know it's technically not a villain, but I don't care, man. It's Decker, man. I love Decker. Decker is one of the best villains I think I've ever seen. Decker he does not waste any time. He doesn't play. He doesn't play for keeps. He doesn't waste any time. I'll give you an example. The Ultimate Duel. I love that episode when Jaden and Decker dueled. Decker just, he evenly matches with Jaden, and like Decker, at all intents and purposes, I feel like he's better than Moltor and Furious. He's not better than Rancic, but like, Decker is a really good villain, and he doesn't have that destroy the world mindset, but like he's here for the ultimate duel, just like the freedom of his curse, and he's more of an honorable villain. He's more of an honorable villain than Vilmax and Diabolical. well, obviously Dabo goes a stretch, but Decker, oh my gosh, he's probably gonna be in my Mount Rushmore. Um, Dayu, um, yeah, she's in the D tier. I don't like her. I don't like her for one reason. She doesn't hold a candle to everyone else. Professor Cog, he's a decent villain. I don't like him as much as I used to, but I thought he was in Power Rangers RPM, but he really wasn't. He was in the RPM team up episode, the Samurai RPM team up episode, which turned out to be a movie. He's movie exclusive, so yeah, there he is. So moving on, we have two villains from Megaforce and Super Megaforce. Hold on, I forgot one. I forgot one more. I should have put this in here. Emperor Mavro. I forgot to put that in there. My bad. I should have put that in the beginning of the video. Emperor Mavro, Metal Alice, and Vrock. All three of these guys are superior villains in their own right, but the best out of all of them is Emperor Mavro. He's in the top. He's in the A tier, and Vrock is also in the A tier, but Metal Alice, put him in the C tier. I don't think I like. I mean, I like the idea, but the execution was just not there. In terms of Dino Charge, I got a bunch of villains here. Well, 5 to be exact. Sledge, Fury, Lord Alkanon, Singe, Doomwing, and Sledge, or Snide. Excuse me. Why did I say Sledge twice? Oh, so Sledge, I'll put him in B tier. He's a solid villain at that. Fury is also going to be in B tier as well. These two are really good as villains. They gave the Rangers troubles, or the Dino Charge Rangers troubles. Lord Arcanon, he's the best out of all three of them. I know he got bodied. But before he got bodied by Sledge, this guy really did not care who you are. This man wanted to destroy. He wanted to assert his dominance, especially with the Dark Energy Gem. This man had a plethora. This man had a plethora of generals just ready to just kick your keister, man. And speaking of generals, Singe and Doomwing both deserve to be in the A tier because these three together hold their own. All 5 of these guys are actually good villains in their own right, but these three really set the tone from Dino Charge, and Dino Charge was a really good season that included a whole bunch of villains. Snide, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm gonna put it in D tier. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it in D tier because I didn't really understand what it looked like. Zeltrax, but at the same time, he was half human before he turned full monster or something. I don't know. But Snide is Snide. I mean, he doesn't hold a lot to the story, but like I can respect him, but I can't respect him because he doesn't really hold that much to the story. So I just put it in D tier just because I felt like it. Next, the last of the Saban trilogy. The last of the Saban Rangers villains. Galvanax and Madame Odious. Madame Odious will be in the A tier. I like her. She really sets the tone. I always keep saying that, but she really sets the tone wherever she faces the Rangers. Galvanax was sort of a Galvanax, I'm gonna put him in D tier because he was kind of a letdown. It was not that it was not easy. It's not easy to rank these villains because I feel like I haven't watched them, but at the same time I feel like they haven't reached the pinnacle of their potential yet. And we have reached the end of this tier list. We got 3 more villains to go. First three villains. Evox is actually Vengeance. I know. I didn't know that either. And he deserves to be an A tier. I don't know. I don't know if they're exactly the same person, but who cares? But Blaze and Roxy, I have no idea. Actually, I'm gonna include a new tier. I'm gonna include a new tier. I'm gonna put unknown. Because I don't know nothing about Blaze and Roxy. Void Knight, I can put him in a D tier. He doesn't hold a candle to anyone else. But so yeah, that is the tier list, folks. I didn't expect this to be that hard, but as you see, this is the Power Rangers villains tier list. Oh boy. It's going to be hard to pick a Mount Rushmore of a top 4, but I'll show that to you. I'll show that to you later. But for now, this is the tier. This is the final result of the tier list. So, I feel like it was a very good it was a really good ranking, in my personal opinion. I think I had to think about this for a while, and most of these villains should have their own respect. I mean, Power Rangers are very fun. Power Rangers are famous for its villains, but I feel like this is respectable in a way. I feel like this is very respectable because obviously, you're going from here to here. You're going from Mighty Morphin to the very new Power Rangers series. Obviously, when they were owned by Hasbro, things just sort of just went downhill from here. So that's the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. My top four in terms of Mount Rushmore will be Moltor, Decker, Radzik, and Daishi. Those are my top 4. That is my top 4 Mount Rushmore of Power Rangers villains. Hey man, I enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Let me know in the comments what would you change about this tier list. I hope that you enjoyed this video that I had. I'm sorry it took so long to actually upload and get ready to go at a certain time. I promise I won't take forever. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.